I genuinely think that the Lasgar's Vengeance ban is probably worse for the Sapphire Diamond control deck than it is for the Ruby decks. Sounds fine. Get out from under my desk, tiny child. The Scorponix Constant. I don't actually know what that card does. Never not the goat on one. Hand's a little resource heavy, but I think double one drop is definitely a keep. Be a little sad when they play their, what's it called on one though? Thunderfield's here. Ooh. Oh, Ruby Sapphire, you say? Wow, that's pretty good. Cremate on one. Good start from them. Alright, well this is why I can't play mono Ruby decks. This is why I can't play mono Ruby decks. Now, we drew a 5th resource. Oh no! Oh no! If you're gonna win a bash with this deck, you can't draw 5th resources, people. Take notes. Take notes. How can we play this deck? It doesn't try. Asking the hard-hitting questions. We're about to get Scars of Ward here. And just feel really bad about ourselves. That doesn't cast Scars of War. God bless. Where's my Mama Yeti at? That's a really awful Sabretooth. It's gonna kill their Dark Heart after it attacks our Boltspasm. I mean, most of the hands in these decks, like, you need to draw one thing or another, right? You can't mulligan a hand just like it's missing. It has to draw a specific half when the rest of the cards in the hand are reasonable. Like, I take the 4th resource out of that hand and, like, keep 6, and, like, I'm super happy with that 6, right? So, like, the 7's, like, not exciting, but it's fine. Like, we just literally haven't drawn a non-resource within the Sabretooth. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Bash winner himself. Ah. Ooh, my deck heard me complaining about not having drawn a non-resource, and it gifted me a non-resource. Scars of War. Oh, we didn't get Scars of War yet. We're gonna wait until we attack. Pyre Strike, sure. You're supposed to play the goat first. It does more damage over time. Ruby coin is sweet and fox. It gives you a charge. It gets to let you get to that sweet champion power early. Shard. Yeah, Sabretooth. Let's go. Let's go! This is about to get denied, and I'm gonna be very sad. Dingled! Ring-a-ding-dingled! That's so sad. Hey, good news! Good news! We cast our Sabretooth on curve, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's gonna be fine. We cast the Sabretooth on curve. What an ugly, pox-ridden Sabretooth. Well, I know what you mean. Oh, I forgot to bluff Lasgar's Vengeance. Should have attacked to trigger Assault. Bunt. Man. I really need to check out wherever my troops are sleeping. They keep coming back as these pox-ridden monsters. Alright, we just need to rip a Mama Yeti. We just need to rip a Mama Yeti. Where's my Mammy Yeti at? Mammy Yeti! Mammy Yeti! I'm gonna send 2 fireballs upstairs here right now, because if this way, if we draw a Matriarch, it's lethal. Sad. Oh, Sabretooth would have made it lethal too? Yep. Yeah, but think long term. Past. Oh no! So many ugly troops. Lasgar's is banned. God, it's tough being 2. I never thought I'd see a Dingler in Constructed. You weren't here for mass polymorph Dingler. Let me tell you about powerful Sapphire actions that are wonderful. Let me tell you about powerful Sapphire actions that are wonderful. The mass polymorph Dingler. The stuff control what dreams are made of. It's truly, truly wonderful. Holy crap, are we winning this game somehow? What is in their hand? Motto Ruby hype, right? Man, oh, it still has the +1/+1. How great is that? These 2 Dinglers are lethal next turn. These 2 Dinglers are lethal next turn with my champion power. We have fireballs that are lethal. God bless America. We have, in fact, drawn terribly this game. You are not incorrect. We have drawn 50% resources. Ugh. Probably dead. If I don't block with this, a Scapegoat and Yeti are lethal. Alright. Riposte? Sounds great. Sabretooth sounds like poop. Its Cremate sound like poop too. I guess I'm just gonna bring in these Ruby's favors. They might have what's it called? I mean, them the beats, right? Like we're not playing any slow shards, we're not playing any coins, we're not playing any ice, like our resource base is consistent, but sometimes... I think you lose more games to playing your cards off curve because your shards were slow than you win because you got to Fate Weave something because you had an ice in your deck. Yeah, sorry, Kookie. I'm not in teacher mode right now. If you catch the name of the card, there's a bot in chat that will look it up for you, so you could like type in Mama Yeti or Boltwing Phoenix exclamation point in front of it, and the bot will put the text up of the card in chat for you. What if we called it Culmination in Fire, Tar? Maybe we made it cheaper based on the number of troops in the discard pile? I mean, again, like, this hand is fine. It's got 4 resources in it, but I think this hand is more than acceptable. I mean, it's fine. Like, there's definitely... We might have missed a pointer damage in a couple of spots, potentially. And again, like, games that have variance by design, you're going to lose games where you didn't make any mistakes, and sometimes this just happens. You gotta be okay with that. If you're not okay losing a game where you didn't make any mistakes, you should probably play something like chess or Go. But at the same time, the flip side of that is, like, people often write off, games that they made mistakes in as games where there was nothing they could do. So it's really kind of this really delicate balance of being able to actually identify like games where you're making mistakes versus games where you got genuinely unlucky. I agree, Bob. Warp Steel Shard Sworn. Huh. Now this hand's great. More than good. It's great. I don't think I want to trade this for these two, so I think I'm just going to attack with this. I disagree. The actual math disagrees with you, right? Like, Goat is 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3, so that's 9 damage on turn 3. Whereas if you Boltspasm, it's 0 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2, so they're both 9 damage on turn 3. Only on turn 4, your Goat is then bigger. Awesome, Rancher. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Appreciate the feedback. Speed means a troop can attack the turn you play it. So, for instance, this Matriarch was able to attack when we played it last turn. Slam her on in here again. They don't have a piece of removal for this next turn, like a Pyre Strike. They're going to be up a creek without a paddle. If they do have a Pyre Strike and we work a draw to the resource, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Boltwing might be an okay control finisher. Boltwing's definitely a card that can, like, really grind against the blood deck, so that seems like it has potential in that way. Actually, Boltwing with Lanupaw's Sight sounds exceedingly awesome, right? So, opponent didn't kill our Matriarch, which means this is going to generate a burn to the ground this turn for us. I'm going to hit my champion power and then attack with everything here. Yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and pass the turn here. I don't think I want to change anything. Kinda, Tom, because, like, the Phoenix doesn't require a continued investment every single turn until your opponent kills it. Okay, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna repeat Bob's #1 piece of advice for playing the Mono Ruby deck. Don't keep 1-shard hands. Don't keep one. This hand doesn't just need to draw a 2nd shard. This hand needs to draw a 3rd and a 4th shard on curve to be very reasonable. So don't do it. Go to 6. No, Bob, can I keep a 1-shard 6? Oh, Bobby! I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, yellow. Like the lecture and then immediately ignore myself. This hand has 2 drops in it. This hand has 2 drops in it. There you go. There you go. You'd keep this one? Yeah, this one's much better, right? Because it's got 2 drops in it. Where's your god now? You're dead to me. You're all dead to me. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Ice, ice, baby. Do, 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 do. Ice, ice, baby. Do, 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 do. What a net decking no skill shill here. Talks about never keeping a 1-sharder, immediately keeps a 1-sharder. I think we just play this pretty lady out, right? Yeah, I think so. Mush. Sometimes you just want to watch the world burn. To play these 2 out next turn. You need a diaper, kiddo? That's annoying. I'm still gonna hit my champion power this turn, I think. And for 2 points of damage with it. Opponent cycling a coin is great for us. I'll be right back. I need to run and change a diaper. Do I just attack with everything here? I think I'm supposed to attack with everything here, right? And if they double here, I fireball one of them down. Technically, technically missed a point there, maybe. I don't know. Need a bomb. Both got Swift Strike. That's a tilt. Yeah, I could have. Oh yeah, I guess I preserved a 1/1. That's fair. Yeah, both Swift Strike is a big deal. That's fine. We'll just draw Lasgard's Vengeance and we'll win. Need a Mama Yeti. We're holding this in case we draw Matriarch of the Flames. Boltwing would also be great. That's not gonna fit over your hand, dude. No, it's not. I understand that you want the ring on your arm, but it's not gonna fit. Your hand is too big. Your hand is too big. Spatial reasoning, dude. Need more spatial reasoning in your life. Opponent's gonna get to draw 2 extra cards next turn, and they'll probably bury us. I've been really bad at drawing our Bobs. In these games, we've drawn between 2 Matriarchs, 4 Boltwings, and 4 Yetis. Just one of those. Alright, well, we're gonna get to draw a couple cards, so I guess I'll play this out and play this goat. I mean, Warp Steel Shortsword actually seems pretty decent, right? Like, in a world where, like, your aggro opponents aren't Lasgard's Vengeancing you anymore, like, putting all of this into play seems very reasonable. Hopefully they go Shard, cast Oracle Song this turn, and then we get to Riposte it. Ooh, we attacked with 2 dwarves this time. Pretty scary. It's really unfortunate that they didn't have it this turn. Like my resources out so they can work towards their champion power. Meh. 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 Oh. I mean, the Ruby deck's biggest enemy has always been itself, right? Like, one of these games, we drew 11 resources in 21 cards, and this game we drew 3 Baby Yetis in 16 cards, so, like, sometimes you just draw poorly. And that's one of the reasons why, like, the mono Ruby deck, and Bob talked about this really well. Bob and Cheese won the Bash with this deck last season, and he talked about it on the main site. He had an article that was a primer about the deck when it has Lasgard's Vengeance in itself. The mono Ruby deck is a deck that you often don't beat people with during the games. Like, there's some sequencing decisions and mulliganing decisions, but the mono Ruby deck is the type of deck that you beat people with during the deck registration portion of whatever event or match you're playing, right? Like, you just beat your opponent because your deck is, like, kind of brutal and efficient at what it's trying to accomplish. If the power level of your cards doesn't line up, you don't have things like arcane focuses and guidances and stuff like that. awful because we're the one lacking glass scars. Do 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 do. You're not incorrect. It's still early in the season. I guess it's not that early in the season. For yeah, it's 2 weeks in out of 8 weeks. 3 weeks in out of 8 weeks. Not even halfway. Do 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 do. My children are literally standing next to each other, screaming. You know? Oh, the joys of being a tiny child, I suppose. Like, that's super exciting, but it's fine. Hey, anyone with the Hyper Geo handy? I could actually just do it myself. What are the odds? What are the odds of having a 1-drop in your opener with 10 versus 12? You have 10 1-drops right now. 60, 10, 7, 1. Or 74% to have a 1-drop versus 80%. I feel like maybe if we're expecting less ruby-ish mirrors, these cremates should just be additional Boltspasms. Just like get that extra 6% to have a 1-drop on 1. These like crackling bolted or something obnoxious here. I'm gonna play Yeti on 4 for the first time today. Feels good. Oh yeah, opponent's champion, not a standard one. Standard legal, but not one that's commonly played. For 5 charges, an action in your hand with cost 2 or greater gets runic this turn. Oh look, it's this must be their Boltwing Lanopause deck that they were talking about. Huh. Do I just do this and then hit this? I'm not gonna hit this, but I'm just gonna attack with both of these here, I think. This is fine. They're gonna use this. Oh, this clears my board. This was a bad attack. I wasn't thinking of the way that was gonna work. Yeah, it was bad. Yep. Yep. I'm dumb. Because it deals combat damage and then it deals the trigger damage. Yes, that is, Bob's assessment is correct. I should have Valored, cremated, and then played the second Cackler. That being said, Mama Yeti's fucking great, so they're probably dead. If they're playing an all Phoenix deck, do I just want these Pyre Strikes? It doesn't seem unreasonable. I'll do that for now. This Tooths and Cremates out, Riposte and Pyre Strikes in. Like, void your stuff. That's fine. That was about the time they also didn't think Lasgar's Vengeance was playable, Tom. Once upon a midnight dreary, we didn't think Lasgar's Vengeance was playable. This card's rude. Ruder. Alright, we got some Boltwings here. Play an attack with this first. Alright, no Phoenix here. Gross. Oh no! My Phoenix has gone to the void. Poor Phoenix. It's worth noting too that, like, depending on what decks you expect to be popular in a post-Lasgar's Vengeance world, this deck might be better playing Angus as the champion. Like, the reason why this deck is playing Tork Slamstyx as the champion is because it's better in the aggressive mirrors. Because you have more life. But, like, this champion power, as we've seen it today, like, most of the time, this thing hasn't been, our champion power hasn't been particularly impressive. Yeah, like, our champion power in most of these games will only be doing, like, 1 to 2 points of damage. So, like, Angus dealing 3 consistently for 4 charges is, like, valuable. Just gonna smash here. Puts them to 3. I'm assuming they're going to clear my board here. The Boltwing comes back. Sure, shit, sure. It's cute. It says Runic. Do you have an answer to this Boltwing or not? My 3/3 has speed! My 3/3 has speed! So they're dead? They're dead. Let's skip one more with the Ruby deck. Just like a small sampling of, hey, this deck's probably fine. I'm going to be saying, hey, this deck's probably fine a lot, so I'm going to link people to it. I haven't restarted, but I took the Lasgar's Vengeances out of my deck. Like a good boy. I think this is one of the more medium. Okay. This matchup's probably not good for us. So like, this is why that's a good draw. Get to tick our Lasgar's Vengeance right on down here now. The decks like what my opponent's playing traditionally should be good against aggressive decks like what I'm playing because they kind of gum up the board very efficiently. But like Lasgar's Vengeance made that not the case. But without that card, we have to lean a lot harder on cards like Boltwing Phoenix to keep our opponent in check. That being said, Boltwing plus a way to kill our own Boltwing to clear our opponent's board is actually pretty reasonable. Do I want to trade this for their two guys here? I think I'm willing to do that. Yeah, I think I'm willing to make this trade. Like, stopping their assault triggers in the event that they have a siege gang commander in their hand is pretty potent. This is actually pretty annoying for us. It's got Skyguard Steadfast in it, so like, I guess it actually doesn't matter, right? Like if they block this Phoenix, their whole board goes away. Yeah, I'm a liar. Take that back. I'm gonna hit them with this Phoenix again. Because they block here. It's the same thing that happened to us in the last game, right? So like, if they block here, this Phoenix trades for their board. We're kind of losing this race. I'm glad we didn't change to Angus for this match because we'd definitely be losing this race if we were playing Angus. Yeah, this feels like I have a Siege Engine Gemini in my hand that it's about to come down. Burning Ire, sure. Yep. Dece. Burning Ire seems like medium minus. They have some wild troops, but not a ton. None of our board cards here seem particularly good, if I'm being completely honest, so maybe I'm just clicking submit. This, like, cleans up Burning Ire on occasion, so it's probably fine. Alright, we got our goat. Opponent's got a lot of blockers. So, man, so this is actually interesting. Without Lasgar's Vengeance, am I supposed to, like, board goats out in a matchup like this where it could never get through? I guess I could rely on Phoenix to be clearing out the ground. But, yeah, honestly, this card might not be good enough to keep it in these styles of matchups anymore. I guess it's really good here on the play, right? So maybe on the draw, I'll cut this card and just, like, bring in some more reach, like Ruby's favors, perhaps. Sweet. That's really good for us, actually. To cremate this, and then play this, and then smash. Oh, that has that gem in it. Oh, well, that's less good for us. I just assumed... Oh, right, their Warp Seals didn't have the Blight Blossom gem in it. That makes sense. That makes sense. If we hit a resource, maybe this Phoenix can go the distance from here on out, but pretty unlikely. Like I said, I think that this type of matchup is, like, genuinely just not good for us anymore. Which is good, right? Like, people ask, like, what types of decks does Lasgar's Vengeance keep from being competitive in the format? And, like, these non-Ruby-based, aggressive, Dreadling-based decks are very reasonable now. Like, the Sapphire Wild Furiko deck that we played on stream earlier today, this style of deck that my opponent's playing that was more popular at the beginning of last season could make a resurgence now as well. Playing this, I think I'm just gonna kill this and then smash with my guys. Pushes 3 points of damage basically because they bounce the Scapegoat back to my hand. And speaking of Rolf and the Blood Diamond deck, I actually want to work on, I don't know if we're gonna have time to do it today. Yeah, maybe we'll do one more deck before I call it a day today. I kind of want to work on Infinite Tricks decks. There's probably a pretty reasonable, like, mono Diamond Bride deck, right? Or Bride, Daughter deck. Alright, hitting the resource is good. They don't have any, they don't have anything to cover us in the sky here, so until that Pipit comes down, we get to go ahead and crack them with this, and then we actually, and this is one of the most important things if you're going to play the Mono Ruby deck moving forward, is that these Boltwing Phoenixes are one of your most important cards, because you don't have Lasgar's Vengeance to break up these ground stalls anymore, Boltwing Phoenix being able to sail over the top, especially when backed up by a Frothfang Cackler, to push large amounts of damage, is very potent. So, if my opponent doesn't have removal for this Boltwing or a way to kill us in 2 turns, they're actually just going to be dead to Cackler activating on this Phoenix. And they might have something scary to deploy, so we might not be good here, but this is going to give us a chance. Oh, the Siege Engine is coming. The Siege Engine is coming. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 triggers. Alright, Baby Yeti gain 7. Please, Baby Yeti gain a 7 life. Conceding to a Siege Engine. Yep, so Siege Engine, my opponent's hands are exceedingly good this game. So for those that aren't familiar with Siege Engine Gemini, this card starts off costing 11. And every time you attack with it, it ticks down the assault. Every time you attack with a troop while this is in your hand, its assault counter ticks down 1. And then when you play this, if it costs 1 or less, it makes a copy of itself. So it just puts 16 power into play here for free. 32 because they had 2 of them. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, wrap it in. Let me begin. We're gonna be all done with the mono